Let's talk about what's happening at Manchester United. It's very interesting because finally they've hit some sort of form, and which is good to see because it's been a year since they've been struggling under Ruben Amorim, and finally there is less media and Fran. What am I saying? Let's talk about what's happening at United. I think this is a good space to be in for United because finally, after a year, nobody is crying Amorim out, at least for now. And they are hitting some kind of form. Other than that, they are under less media and fan scrutiny. I think that's important because whatever said and done, man, there is always so much of pressure on United, and everybody expects big things of United. And the two players who are actually getting linked to, or two players who are getting linked for a move away from United are Kobe Menu and Joshua Zirkzee. So let's kick it off with Kobe Menu. And here is what I think, and this is my perspective, that he will definitely leave in Jan. I don't know whether it's going to be permanent or would it be a loan move. In all likelihood, it will be a loan move because he's not happy clearly at United because he wants to get game time and he's not getting game time. He's behind Bruno, he's behind Casemiro, he's behind Ugarte. So he's not going to be getting any minutes anytime soon. And what's going to happen is that United are going to go in for either of the three midfielders, which is Conor Gallagher, then Adam Wharton, and Baleba. They're going to get one out of these three definitely in the Jan window. And immediately, as soon as a new midfielder comes in, that makes space for Menu to go. And if you think about it, that at the fag end of the season, or sorry, fag end of the transfer window, Conor Gallagher was getting linked with United. And I think it was primarily because Menu wanted to leave and they were hoping and seeing that they would get some sort of replacement for him because clearly Robin Abraham must have told the board that, listen, you can't screw over my season with not having somebody who can play as backup. And Menu clearly is backup. I remember during the Euros and sometime after that, he was unstoppable. He was undroppable. But if you look at what's happened over the last 1 year under Amarim, I don't think Menu has featured extensively or featured at all. And you can do and see how many minutes he's played in the 9 games that they have played. I don't think they count too much. So primarily, Ruben Amorim has kept hold of him only because if one of Bruno, Casemiro, or Ugarte was to get injured, he wanted to have backup. And also, given the injury struggles that United have had, so it's going to be interesting that who is going to come in. But one thing is for sure that Kobe Menu is on his way out. Um, they can even sell him, if not now. I think a loan move would make sense if I think of it for a couple of reasons. A, that it gives him an opportunity to play, and the player is going to be happy, and his wages are going to be covered. So United is going to be happy, and United would want him to go out and do well because if he does well, his market value goes up. His market value goes up. His sale would be pure profit. So it works pretty much for everybody. And what's going to happen is that United are going to do this rebuild in two parts. That they'll definitely have at least one midfielder come in January, and then since Casemiro's contract runs out in the summer, so there will be one who I believe would be between Baleba and Wharton. One of those comes in, and then they have replaced their entire squad. Plus, there is a huge likelihood that even Bruno Fernandes probably cashes in. They'll cash in on Bruno Fernandes and ask him to leave or sell him to a club in Saudi, and that's going to be his last hurrah in terms of getting that kind of money. And he would have played the World Cup. I don't think he plays the next World Cup. So overall, United finally are in a position where they are technically getting rid of all the players that they didn't want. And yeah, it makes sense. Think about it. that they don't no more have problems like Garnacho, like Anthony, and who else was there? um, Malasia. I mean, to a large extent, these guys have gotten rid of all the dead wood, and they don't have any players in their squad who other clubs don't want, because there are takers for Menu. If he goes, Napoli are interested, and I think he would. There would be enough and more teams in the Premier League who would want him to come and play for him to come and play for them. And likewise for Joshua Zirkzee as well. Yeah, will they take a hit? 100%. They will not get the money that they paid for him, but it's not as if there is going to be any problem in offloading him. So he would be able to join probably any club in Italy, and that's where most of the links are coming from. So I think United are in a very good situation where they now have form. They now have a little bit of calmness around them as a club and a little bit of stability. They identified a good model of buying proven Premier League players. And at the same time, they are in a situation where they have cleaned up their entire squad. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I am going for a United win against Nottingham Forest, and probably it's going to be 2-0 to United or 3-1 to United. I don't see I don't see Sean Dyche's team beating United, and especially in the form that they are in right now. So that's my prediction for United versus, I mean, Nottingham Forest versus United. Interesting to see how this pans out, and let me know what your comments are.